Welcome to Science Force.
What if happiness is not just a feeling but a chemical reaction inside your brain? Every smile, every success, every hug, every moment of calm, your brain releases powerful chemical messengers that shape how you feel. Scientists call them the happy hormones: dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and endorphins. Together, they influence motivation, emotional balance, bonding, and stress relief. Let's explore how your brain creates happiness from the inside. Neuron communication. Inside your brain are billions of nerve cells called neurons. They communicate using electrical signals and chemical messengers. When one neuron wants to send a message to another, it releases tiny molecules into a microscopic gap called the synapse. These molecules bind to receptors on the next neuron, passing the signal forward. This is how your brain controls thoughts, emotions, and behavior. Hormone versus neurotransmitter. Some chemical messengers act locally between neurons. These are called neurotransmitters. Others are released into the bloodstream and travel throughout the body. These are hormones. Interestingly, many happy hormones can act as both, influencing the brain directly and the body as a whole. Dopamine brain structures. Dopamine is the brain's reward and motivation chemical. It is produced in specific brain regions, especially the ventral tegmental area and the substantia nigra. From there, dopamine travels along the brain's reward pathway to the nucleus accumbens and prefrontal cortex. This circuit drives motivation, learning, and goal-directed behavior. When you experience something rewarding, achieving a goal, receiving praise, dopamine is released into synapses. It binds to receptors and activates neural circuits that reinforce the behavior. Your brain learns, this is good, do it again. Imagine studying for weeks and finally seeing excellent exam results. That surge of excitement and satisfaction is dopamine at work. It not only makes you feel good, it motivates you to continue striving for success. Dopamine and addiction. But too much dopamine stimulation can be harmful. Certain drugs and addictive behaviors overstimulate the reward pathway, flooding the brain with dopamine. Over time, the brain becomes less responsive, leading to cravings and dependency. Dopamine and Parkinson's disease. Dopamine is essential for movement control. In Parkinson's disease, dopamine-producing neurons gradually degenerate. Without enough dopamine, movement becomes slow, stiff, and tremors appear. This shows how vital dopamine is, not only for motivation but also for physical control. Serotonin production sites. Serotonin is the body's mood stabilizer. It helps regulate emotions, sleep cycle, appetite, and stress response. When serotonin levels are stable, you feel calm, focused, and emotionally secure. Serotonin mechanism. After serotonin is released into the synapse, it normally gets reabsorbed into the neuron. Some antidepressant medications, called SSRIs, block this reuptake, allowing serotonin to stay active longer and improve mood. Think about walking in warm sunlight, breathing fresh air, and feeling peaceful and relaxed. Sunlight stimulates serotonin production, helping regulate mood and emotional stability. Low serotonin and depression. When serotonin levels fall too low, emotional balance is disturbed. This can lead to anxiety, depression, sleep problems, and low energy. Maintaining healthy serotonin levels is essential for mental well-being. Oxytocin production and release. Oxytocin is often called the love hormone. It is produced in the hypothalamus and released from the posterior pituitary gland into the bloodstream. Oxytocin strengthens social bonds and emotional connection. Oxytocin in brain effects. In the brain, oxytocin reduces activity in fear and stress centers like the amygdala. This promotes feelings of trust, safety, and emotional closeness. Mother and baby bonding. One of oxytocin's most powerful roles occurs during childbirth and breastfeeding. It stimulates uterine contractions and triggers milk ejection. At the same time, it strengthens the emotional bond between mother and child. Social bonding. Oxytocin is also released during hugging, holding hands, or sharing meaningful social interaction. It deepens trust, strengthens relationships, and builds human connection. Clinical use of oxytocin. In medicine, oxytocin is used to induce labor and control postpartum bleeding. This highlights its powerful effects on both emotion and physiology. Endorphins released during stress. Endorphins are the body's natural painkillers. They are released during stress, discomfort, or intense physical activity. Pain-blocking mechanism. Endorphins bind to opioid receptors in the brain and spinal cord. This blocks pain signals and reduces discomfort, similar to how morphine works, but naturally. Runner's high. After intense exercise, many people experience a feeling of euphoria known as the runner's high. This is caused by endorphin release, reducing pain and creating a sense of pleasure. Laughter and endorphins. Even laughter can stimulate endorphin release. That light, relaxed feeling after laughing is your brain naturally reducing stress. All four together. In real life, happiness rarely comes from one chemical alone. When you exercise with friends and celebrate success, dopamine motivates, serotonin stabilizes mood, oxytocin builds bonds, endorphins relieve stress. Together, they create the full experience of well-being. Daily life boosters. You can naturally support these chemicals through simple daily habits. Exercise boosts endorphins, achievement increases dopamine, sunlight supports serotonin, social connection releases oxytocin. These four chemicals shape how we feel, connect, and live. Dopamine drives motivation, serotonin maintains emotional balance, oxytocin builds connection, endorphins relieve pain. Happiness is not just an emotion, it is a complex biological process. By caring for your body, mind, and relationships, you support the chemistry that keeps you healthy and fulfilled. Small habits, powerful brain chemistry, lifelong well-being.
Thank you for watching Science Force.